In this video, I'm going to give you a really brief introduction to ogives, and it's a way of representing group data, and we can use it for making predictions. And so they might not give you this last column. You need to know to always fill in a cumulative frequency. Cumulative frequency is just when you're adding up each time the frequencies that get included. So the scores between 0 and 10, there were 7, so far there's 7 in total. Another 4 people are added who get between 10 and 20, so now we're sitting on 11. And another 9 people are added to this cumulative frequency that are getting between 20 and 30. And so here's our frequencies, here's our cumulative frequencies. And what you do to draw an Ogive graph is that you take the end of the interval and the cumulative frequency and plot those as points. And so again, a really rough picture. My first point would be the end of the interval, 10, and the cumulative 7. Let me just write the points here. So it will be 10 and 7. It will be 20, the end of the interval and the cumulative, and 30 and 20. And your first point will always be 0, because there'll be no one in the cumulative frequency before the question began. And you start not necessarily at 0, you start at the first number, which in this case happens to be 0. And so let's just go up in tens here, and I'm going to go up, looking at the numbers I've got, I'm going to go up in 5s here because I go up to 20. An ogive will always typically look a little bit like a slide. It will never look like a heartbeat going up and down, up and down. So if it doesn't look like a slide, just plotting my points, then you know that you've made a mistake. Okay, so if I join my points, mine looks almost like a straight line, but it's not. It's just a free-handed joining. That would be my ogive. So if that was a question, I'm done. They might say to you, predict how many people would get 25. And so all you'd do is you'd go up from 25 and draw a perfectly straight line. And you'd go across, and then you'd say approximately. So equals, that squiggly means approximately. How many people got 25 for the test? Approximately 14 people. And you could work forwards and backwards however you wanted from there to predict anything. So an ogive is quite helpful for that. You could work out your lower quartile, your upper quartile. So what's the lower quartile? So the lower quartile then is n plus 1. The number of data, the total is 30. So 30 plus 1 is 31. And so a quarter of 31 is 7.75. So 7.75. Obviously, you'd be working off a grid, so it would be a bit more accurate than mine. And you might say, okay, that's a position. So I like to write with it just to remind me. So the lower quartile's a position is that. And what is the actual low quartile? Well, it's approximately 5, looking at my picture. I hope that you found that helpful as an introduction to ogives. If you did, please like this video, subscribe to our channel, and share it with your friends. Thanks.